Megan, when we do these, normally we connect for a minute or two first and we say hi and we talk about the kids and life and all the other stuff. And all we did this time was 10 seconds of kind of each pausing and taking a breath and you saying, well, we're about the same. Where do we go from here? I don't know. I'm finding it very difficult to do my show for the first time in my life. I feel like in some way we're like narrating the end of the world, and that's not what I want to do, and it's not what you and I have tried to do. I put you on the top of the list of the people that have tried to make some sense of the madness. I'd like to believe I'm on that list, and it's not easy at the moment. It's just not easy.
I know. I feel as you do. I'm definitely struggling to get past my own emotions in response to Charlie's murder in a way that will allow me to just do the news about the case and about other news like normally. And I just, that we're not there yet. And I don't know how long it'll take. Today on the show, we just finished doing it. And for the first time, I actually laughed. I had a laugh. And that's the first time I've laughed since, last week when it happened. It was a Trump soundbite. It was great. He was in the face of Jonathan Karl of ABC News. I recommend you watch it because you'll laugh too. But okay. I don't know, Dave.
Stephen Myron was confirmed. President signed Stephen Myron's commission. So he is now on the Fed. I'm going to call him in a few minutes from the helicopter. And he's a good man. Most of you know him. He's very talented. He'll have a big influence on this. When too late getting his rates down, I guess. Who knows? You never know with too late, but he's done a lousy job. The rates should be much lower, much lower.
Genocide in Gaza.
They voted on that?
They have a new report out saying multiple acts of genocide.
When it comes to a vote, we'll see what happens. That'll come to a vote, but we'll see what happens.
And what do you make Pam Bondi saying she's going to go after hate speech? Is that, a lot of your allies say hate speech is free speech.
She'll probably go after people like you because you treat me so unfairly. It's hate. You have a lot of hate in your heart. Maybe they'll come after ABC. Well, ABC paid me $16 million recently for a form of hate speech, right? Your company paid me $16 million for a form of hate speech. So maybe they'll have to go after you. Look, we want everything to be fair. It hasn't been fair. And the radical left has done tremendous damage to the country. But we're fixing it. We have right now the hottest country anywhere in the world. And remember, 1 year ago, our country was dead. And now Washington, D.C. is fixed, and I fixed it. The mayor was fine. The mayor was just fine, okay? The mayor had the sick city for many years. She's been mayor for many years. The one that fixed it was me and my people, and it is so safe. You should take your beautiful wife tonight and have dinner down there. You won't be shot. You won't be accosted. You won't even be looked at incorrectly by anybody. Washington, D.C. is safe. Now we're going to Memphis, where it's pretty rough, to put it mildly. And then we're going to have to go. A friend of mine who is a big railroader, he stops in all the cities. He knows every city. He said, sir, you have to save Chicago. So I'm going to go to Chicago early against Pritzker. Pritzker's nothing. If Pritzker was smart, he'd say, please come in. So last week, over the last week and a half, 11 people in Chicago were killed, murdered. And 38 were shot. And then Pritzker.
Jails and incarceration and law enforcement is a sickness that has not led to safe communities. I'm going to work hard every single day to protect the people who are caught up in violence in this city. Guess why? You want to know why? Because the vast majority of them look like me. He doesn't talk to black mayors about what it's like to live in communities that have been disinvested in. So no, we're not going to succumb to the sickness and the evil that Dr. King warned us about a generation ago.
Director. And frankly, when people sit around and say things like, oh, we're happy because now we feel safe. I don't know who feels safe in this country except for the white supremacists, because I specifically as a black woman definitely don't feel safe.
Who's going to break the news to her and let Jasmine Crockett know if a black woman is murdered in America, there is a 90.6% chance her murderer is another black?
Look, I've spent the last 2 weeks sitting in the living rooms of parents who sent their children to the first couple days of school and then buried them later when 116 bullets were fired in less than 2 minutes by an assault weapon, as they said in church. And this happens all across the country. And there's always a reason. The Republicans are, concerned about mental health, even though they voted against it. They're concerned that there's other things that we can do, but they've made it clear they don't want to do anything on guns. And look, I think, folks say if you come back and don't get anything done, it's a failure. It's a failure burying children. And I don't know when it's going to stop. I've heard that saying, and I sat with those 20 families in my office as I was a member of Congress after Sandy Hook. And people said, once we've decided that we're not going to move anything after we shoot children, then that debate is over. I refuse to believe that. I'm a gun owner for a long time. I had the support of the NRA when they were still somewhat normal before they advocated for anything goes. And I'm going to push it. We do not need assault weapons. We do not need high-capacity magazines. We do not need ghost guns without serial numbers on them. We do not need these things, and that doesn't infringe upon your right to own firearms and to do the things you need to do. So I think the fight is worth it. I recognize the risks. I think there's a frustration. You call a special session, nothing happens. But I'm asking legislators to sit with these parents and listen to them. They're asking us to do something. They're begging us to do something. They testified yesterday in the Minnesota Senate, and a mother said, come to my house and help me change the bandages on my daughter who got shot. We got little ones who jumped on top of their friends and helped protect them. And I just want to do something for them.
The shooter didn't use an assault weapon. I'm going to read this to you guys here from this post here. The shooter didn't use an assault weapon. It wasn't even a semi-automatic, and it was inherited from family. Not a single gun control law would have stopped Charlie Kirk's assassination, yet these scumbags still grift off of death. And wait, I thought Democrats didn't own guns.
You recently surprised people when you said that you are a gun owner. And then if someone came into your house...
That was not the first time I've talked about it. That's not the first time I've talked about it.
So what kind of gun do you own, and when and why did you get it?
I have a Glock, and I've had it for quite some time.
I'm a gun owner. Tim Walz is a gun.
I did not know that.
If somebody breaks in my house, they're getting shot.
Yes, I hear that. I hear that.
Probably should not have said that.
But
my staff will deal with that later.
I've seen a lot of MAGA TikTokers today, either explicitly or implicitly saying that, well, hell, I've seen Fox News personalities and Alex Jones and Steve Bannon saying that we're at war. We are at war. And I think that there are several things about the assassination of Charlie Kirk that are extremely jarring and unsettling for MAGA and for people on the right. This isn't supposed to happen to them. The left doesn't own firearms, assuming that the shooter was on the left. They've been telling me that for a decade. People on the left don't own guns. And even if they did, it couldn't possibly be somebody on the left who could pull off this particular shot on a roof, gained access to a roof at a crowded school. There were 3,000 people there to see Charlie Kirk. That calmness under pressure, no practice shot, one single shot with a rifle, and got away. According to everything I've heard from people on the right, there's no possible way that a person who is capable of doing something like that could or would ever be a Democrat, a liberal, or anyone on the left. Also, this was not Oakland. This was not Baltimore, Detroit, Philadelphia, Atlanta, Washington, D.C. This was Utah. I don't know how many states have a higher percentage of white people than Utah, but I bet you could count them on one hand. This was as close to a safe space for Charlie Kirk, I think, as you could possibly find. From what I saw before the incident happened, the crowd seemed to be overwhelmingly white and overwhelmingly in support of Charlie Kirk, his ideas and his beliefs. This wasn't supposed to happen to somebody on the right. It certainly wasn't supposed to happen to Charlie Kirk. It certainly wasn't supposed to happen in that kind of an environment. The left doesn't own guns, and even if they did, there's nobody on the left who could pull this off. And again, I don't condone political violence of any kind on either side, on any side. But this was never supposed to happen. And I think the fact that it did has really shaken and unmoored some people on the right. And I think that's contributing to the responses that we've been seeing.
And speaking of grifting off of death, you thought that these Democrats, these lefties losing it and then finding out by losing their jobs was bad? Whew, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Do you guys want some tea? There's a creator who's on here who's in the liberal space who's actually grown. I think that her account is more so popular on Instagram than it is on here. I don't know. I have her blocked on like all platforms. But I got word today that she was a part of like the firing community. Like one of the individuals who was anti-Charlie Kirk posted a video and then allegedly got fired. At least she told her followers that she got fired. So she put up a GoFundMe account or a Give, Send, Go, one of those bullshit things. And I shouldn't say bullshit things because it's actually really helpful to most communities actually need it. But Give, Send, Go or like a GoFundMe to raise money for herself because she got terminated for calling out fascists. Anyway, she's raised almost $40,000, which is wild. Her original goal was I think 5 or 10,000, and now she's up to almost 40,000 in a day. It's fucking wild that liberals say they don't have money and yet they're donating to $40,000 to somebody. Anyway, come to find out, she wasn't even fired. Come to find out that she still has that job and nobody knows. And I only know this because another creator who told me, we're all kind of in this group of people who know about it. And then she has proof because people called her workplace and were transferred to her at her job. She actually got picked up the phone and was like, "Hi, this is da-da-da-da-da. How can I help you?" And they're like, "I thought you got fired." So she's out here lying to her followers, made almost $40,000 already. Didn't get fired. Oh my God. It's just the lying. It's the deceit. And then she's using it as an excuse to make coin. And truthfully, right, two things here. One, it's fraud. She should totally be held accountable to being fraudulent. But number two, it's just so funny that this is happening to liberals because y'all fell for it. Your hard-earned money going to somebody who already has a job and lied to you to steal your money. But hey, slay queen. I guess you got an extra $40,000 bonus check. Hopefully nobody comes after you and nobody sues you for fraud because that's wild.
Kendra James says that she has been let go by her job. She posted this last night on her TikTok story before she took her account down. So she says, "Have I been let go from the company I work for? Sure did. But guess what? More time with my kids for 3 weeks and severance. We're gonna be okay, period." Now, on my previous post explaining what Kendra did, someone actually posted on there saying, "Do you know how much that girl lies? Just because she posted it does not make it true. Trust me, call them." They said, "I just did. She is not fired." Now, me personally, I have no idea where she works at or anything like that. This is just me relaying the info that she posted and then someone claiming that it's not true. Now, if you're not sure what's going on with the Kendra James situation, I do explain it on my page. It's just like a few videos back. You can go take a look on there. And if I see any more updates, I'll be sure to let you guys know.
And it says, update. She's changed her name to avoid detection. TikTok is now mistakenly directing people to the above account when searching. And here are the new details for this woman. I'm trying to see if I can find her GoFundMe or Give Send Go. I wanted to see how much money she pulled in. It says her new TikTok. And video down for guidelines. Fair was crude, but I still stand by what I said or lied about. Not really sure which one. Ooh, is this her? Ugh. 63,227. I'll show you guys how this works. We'll take her photo here. Grab that. Do a Google image search. See what we find. First link. GoFundMe. Let's see here. There it is. Kimberly Hunt is organizing this fundraiser. Nearly 69,000, nearly 70 grand, or 98% towards the $70,000 total. What a sham. What a grift. What a shame.